Hey guys, welcome back to another Final Fantasy Record Keeper video. I'm Forte, and right now I want to talk to you guys about the new White Mage ability that just came out. In case you didn't know, you can get one of these abilities for free if you clear this one right here, the False Prophet. If you don't even have to master clear it, you can just first time, it comes to you as a first time reward if you clear it. And it's just against Seymour Flux. Pretty easy boss battle. Anyways, let's talk about the ability. Now, for one, it looks awesome. The artwork's fantastic. But in the past, I've said that typically a higher ranking ability is better than the previous one. And that's typically a given. For most players, it's like they don't really care about how much. They just know that it's better. And now in this case, unfortunately, that is not true. So let me read these abilities to you. Well, for one, I'm going to be comparing Curaja with Full Heal, okay? So Curaja restores a very large amount of HP to one target. Okay, simple. Oh, not Full Heal, sorry. Ultra Cure. My mistake. Ultra Cure restores a very large amount of HP and cast Insuna on them. Okay, so the heal on both the abilities are the same. Even though this is a 5-star ability, the heal, both of these abilities say heals a very large amount. That means both of them have a base healing potency of 105, which means they're the exact same. Now, the next thing that's different from this ability is it casts Insuna on the target. Now, as a player who's been playing this game for an extremely long time, the use of Insuna has always been a very rare thing. Okay, most bosses, if any, don't require Insuna. Like the stupid Dr. Mog thing always recommends you bring Insuna for like whatever fight, but typically Insuna is pretty useless. Like, so is just having, so it has 105 base heal. So is 105 base heal plus an Insuna rolled into one ability worth it being a 5-star ability? I personally don't think so. I personally think it's a silly thing, and it's not worth investing in. Now, as a player who primarily uses a physical team, I mentioned in a previous video, the biggest debuff that would be detrimental to my physical team is blind, which lasts 60 seconds. So at least 8 turns, which is insane, right? But with all the blind accessories that are currently out, I mean, if you've been playing the game since the first Burst Soulbreak event, which was Cloud's Advent Children event, by now you should have 3 of his glasses, right? The ones that give 15 attack and major resist to blind. And even if you haven't been playing that long, just recently we got another one of those things, the Cloud's glasses, right? The accessory. So totaling 3. And as a result, I've personally never found myself completely needing Insuna. It's a very rare thing to need it, and I personally don't think that it's an ability that's worth investing in, especially since this thing costs major wind orbs to hone, right? Like the major white orbs, they're not a big deal. I mean, you're not using them much anyways, unless you plan to max out your holy or a rise or something like that. But the major wind orbs are actually very important. Like, they're a lot of very good physical abilities use major wind orbs, and I'd rather save those wind orbs for those abilities as opposed to using it for a cure that has the same healing potency as Curaja. The other thing that I want to talk about is the cast time. Now, the cast time on Ultra Cure, it is just slightly longer than the regular Curaja, right? Now, in my opinion, that part right there is mostly irrelevant. I mean, it running into a situation where that fraction of a second makes a huge difference is going to be a very rare thing in itself. I mean, unless you're going against bosses that are super fast, like the previous Final Fantasy 13 event where lightning was just like getting in 4 turns before you even got in 1, you know, or bosses that have instant cast abilities. Even against those guys, I think that the slightly longer cast time on Ultra Cure won't make that much of a difference. That's just my opinion. So overall, although it looks cool, it sounds cool, you know, Ultra Cure, it's definitely not that special, right? If I wish they would have released this ability with a higher healing potency than Curaja, then for sure I would have invested into this ability. But since it's just Curaja with an Insuna rolled into it, it's not that great of an ability, or at least not for a 5-star ability. And I would much rather use the major wind orbs on other physical abilities that I'm currently working on. Anyways, that's it for me. That's my feelings on this new Ultra Cure ability, my thoughts on it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you didn't agree with what I say or what I said, let me know. I mean, that's why we have opinions, right? Anyways, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care and keep on playing.